Hi, gang. This is Boomer with Occupy Democrats. A former Georgetown and now Vanderbilt distinguished professor, Michael Eric Dyson, appeared on The View yesterday, and the result was a total takedown of Donnie Trump and Marky Robinson, two clowns looking to freak out children at a small town Friday night carnival. Dyson is not only one of America's most recognizable professors, but also a noted minister and Princeton grad. To say he has the gift of gab is an understatement, as we will see in a moment. But first, he does the one and only Bill Maher a solid, acting as a therapist on Real Time after Bill used the N-word. Believe me, Dr. Phil, you are no Dr.
But
Dyson.
here's the issue. You just put your finger on an extremely important point. So that those people over there, right? We think about in the age of Trump, we think about the nefarious resurgence of racism under Jeff Sessions and under Steve Bannon. There's no question about that. So that even if your intent is certainly not to cause any kind of pain or horror, you do know that the use of that word then triggered, I think, not only the unconscious, but the way in which black people feel on their haunches now because of the resurgence of racism that the reason I'm here is because you have attacked that. You are the one who said denying racism is the new racism. You're the one who called Donald Trump out on his racism and forced him to show his birth certificate. But what's interesting and tricky here is that when I talk about white privilege in my book, I talk about people who are consciously the allies of black people, but who may also inadvertently, unintentionally, but nonetheless lethally participate in a culture that ends up hurting, as you've acknowledged, black people in a way that has to be grappled with. That's why I think there was so much outrage and hurt and pain. People don't think, oh, Bill Maher is a racist. I don't think most people thought that. What they thought was, if even Bill Maher can at some level capitulate to a level of unconscious privilege, then the rest of us are in a serious spot.
Okay, but
So masterful was Dyson's takedown of Orange Julius, I bet Donnie started to cry. Crocodile tears, I bet. He was so distraught, though, he couldn't continue to amplify his lies and his tasteless remarks, such as these he made a few days ago, as seen on ABC News.
You may never see me again, but that's okay. Gotta do what I gotta do. Whatever happened to Trump? Well, he never got out of Springfield. I think he's a very nice person. But instead of saying we're getting them all out, we're getting them out. He says very simply, we're hiring teachers to teach them English. Can you believe it? We are hiring interpreters.
Former president once again promising to carry out the largest deportation in U.S. history.
Boy, he never fails to impress us all with just how presidential he appears day after dreadful day. And then there's Marky Robinson, North Carolina's Republican candidate for the governor's antebellum mansion. He recently had this to say on CNN News.
On a mild day in North Carolina, Republican Mark Robinson is a man in a hurricane after CNN's K-File unearthed a history of him posting graphic and sexual comments on a porn website, supporting the reinstatement of slavery and calling himself a black Nazi, all of which he calls salacious false lies.
We are not going to let CNN throw us off of our mission. Our mission is to win this abortion in this country. It's about killing a child because you aren't responsible enough to keep your skirt down.
I've been with him a lot. I've gotten to know him, and he's outstanding.
We are confident that we have a team of people that we're going to be able to put together that are going to be able to carry this campaign to victory.
Now to our lead story. The hosts on yesterday's edition of The View, all women, pepper Dyson with plenty of questions, and they are met with thoughtful, witty answers at every turn.
Look, this election is tight. I think Kamala Harris is a superior woman. I think she is a superior candidate. She is not petty. This man is an orange apparition who is proud to be unmolested by enlightenment. He's got the nerve to call Kamala Harris dumb. He is the very definition of unintelligence in this country. What did Lloyd Benson say to Dan Quayle? I knew Jack Kennedy. Sir, you're no Jack Kennedy. I've written 2 books on Dr. King. Bro Robinson, you ain't no Martin Luther King Jr. If Dr. King had a dream, you are a nightmare. This is white supremacy by ventriloquism. Black mouth moving, white supremacist ideas coming out. And I think that he needs to debate Kamala Harris. I ain't seen no Haitians eating no dogs and cats, but I saw a black woman eating a white ass on television.
And what about Robinson? Please, North Carolina, put this man on the manure spreader and drop him off at the busiest outhouse on the plantation. Dumb and Dumber cannot and will not hold public office in the America we all know and love. This is Boomer, and this Boomer hits different with Occupy Democrats.